Mexico is known for its rich culture, ancient ruins, dazzling beaches, and incredible cuisine. Tour Mayan temple ruins by day and indulge in fantastic food while listening to the rhythms of live music by night. Lounge on tropical beaches and explore the vibrant corals and marine life of the underwater world. So in this video, we are going to discuss the top 10 activities in Mexico. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Number 10. Ride El Chap into Copper Canyon. One of the world's great rail journeys, the Chihuahua al Pacifico, or El Chap, runs 405 miles between Chihuahua and Los Mochis in northwest Mexico. It's a step back in time, an engineering marvel that took 90 years to build. The train rumbles through the foothills of the Sierra Madre, climbing into forests of pine trees and 30-feet cacti, crossing rivers on high bridges and disappearing through long tunnels. The remote mountains, rivers, and valleys are ideal for outdoor activities, from hiking and climbing to biking and horse riding, as well as being home to the Raramuri Indians, famous for their stamina in long-distance running. Number 9. Get Arty in Mexico City. Mexico City has to be one of the world's most underrated or ignored capitals, though any savvy travelers who make it here usually return singing the city's praises. A lively, thriving city, it's one of the world's giants, with 18 million people in Mexico City, 23 million if you include the surrounding valley. The city is the cultural heart of Mexico, with an incredible number of impressive museums and galleries, not least the unmissable Museo Nacional de Antropología, which is filled with fascinating sculptures, artworks, and everyday objects from Mayan, Aztec, and other pre-Hispanic cultures. Similarly unmissable for art lovers is the Blue House in Colonia del Carmen, the house where Mexican heroine Frida Kahlo was born, worked, and spent her last days, as well as spending time with fellow artist Diego Rivera. Number 8. Rev up for a road trip. A country as massive as Mexico has vast possibilities for exploring off the beaten-track hidden corners, far from tourist hotspots like Cancun or Baja California. It's not a country that crosses many travelers' minds for a road trip. With a road trip in the Yucatan, for example, it's possible to leave behind the likes of overrun Cancun and Chichen Itza to head instead for the bohemian and quieter beaches of Tulum, up to the state capital of Mérida, 2017's American Capital of Culture. In a car, you can set out with a map and a car in almost any direction, and it won't be long before you see a sign pointing to Mayan ruins, a crumbly old hacienda or a cenote, water-filled sinkholes to check out. If time allows, you could venture deeper into the little-known states of Chiapas and Oaxaca. Number 7. Feel warm and fuzzy-headed in Tequila. In an alternate universe somewhere, party animals are getting drunk by knocking back fiery shots of a spirit called Amatitan. In fact, some of the residents of the Mexican town of Amatitan would rather that was the case in this universe, arguing that the drink known around the world as tequila, Mexico's national drink, originated in Amatitan. Whatever the truth, it's worth knowing that tequila is far tastier, more varied, and nowhere near as rough as the cheap stuff often used to get drunk at British parties. In fact, serious tequila makers are a bit miffed that people use salt and lime to mask the taste of something they've worked hard on. Number 6. Witness the Day of the Dead in Oaxaca. The Day of the Dead, Navtu, is celebrated across Mexico in different ways, from contemplative events at home with food laid out for relatives who've passed away to, thanks to the latest Bond film, a Spectre-inspired parade with floats and giant skeletons in Mexico City. But the fascinating state of Oaxaca is the spiritual home of El Dia de los Muertos, a combination of Catholicism, All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day, and pre-Hispanic cultures. The Day of the Dead shouldn't be confused with Halloween, which it predates. Number 5. Try not to wake the sleeping lady. Unlike Nepal or Peru, Mexico doesn't instantly spring to mind for great hiking, but an increasingly popular day trip is a hike up dormant Iztaccíhuatl volcano, the third highest peak in Mexico. The volcano is known as the Sleeping Woman or White Woman from the Aztec language. Viewed from the right angle, the four snowy peaks resemble the shape of a woman lying on her back. The day hike usually starts with an early pickup from Mexico City and a van ride out to begin the hike from up at around 3,500 to 4,000 meters. From the day's highest point, as well as catching your breath and taking photos, you'll have views of the Mexico Valley and the still active Popocatépetl volcano, or Popo for short, which means smoking mountain, before descending and returning to Mexico. High altitudes aren't for everyone, so be cautious. Number 4. Feel the Mayan magic in the Yucatan. Between AD 250 to AD 900, the Mayan civilization spread right across Mexico and parts of Guatemala, Belize, Honduras, and El Salvador. What's now the famous archaeological site of Chichen Itza was previously one of the empire's largest cities, an important religious center for rituals and ceremonies. The Yucatan's most famous Mayan site, Chichen Itza, gets around 2.2 million visits each year, who come for guided tours of the towering El Castillo Pyramid, the Temple of Kukulkan, the Jaguar Temple, and the Great Ball Court, an arena for ancient ball games, possibly using severed heads. There are still elaborate carvings of warriors, skulls, and the Mayan feathered snake god Kukulkan, whose meanings often remain a mystery. Consider staying nearby overnight and watching the light show. Although the narration is in Spanish, the high-tech light show hitting the main pyramids is surprisingly impressive. Number 3. Make big new friends in the world's aquarium. Jacques Cousteau called the waters of Baja California, off the northwest coast of Mexico, the world's aquarium, because there's so much life here. Boat trips here bring chances to see blue whales, humpbacks, fin whales, sperm whales, dolphins, and possibly orcas. But for an up-close encounter, adventurous souls should paddle out on a kayaking trip. Most tours leave from the colonial city of Laredo, and for the blue waters of the Sea of Cortez, where who knows what might pop up above the surface next to your kayak. The islands to scuba dive around the sea lion colonies, where friendly, curious pups allow you to stroke them like dogs, or go out on a whale shark tour, jumping into the water to swim alongside these magnificent bus-sized marine mammoths. Number 2. Get the binoculars out in Chiapas. Chiapas is Mexico's southernmost state, bordering Guatemala. It's also one of the least visited. Those that make it here often come to explore the dense green rainforests, rushing rivers, great for rafting, and mountainous highlands, and to visit the colorful Spanish colonial towns and Mayan archaeological sites scattered around the remote region, including magnificent Palenque, Bonampak, and Yaxchilan. This is a chance for enthusiasts to spot endangered scarlet macaws, the Chiapas countryside, the only remaining area of Mexico where the bright red birds can be seen in the wild. Keen-eyed twitchers should also watch out for toucans, parrots, parakeets, king vultures, and white hawks, wood creepers, and more in the Lacandon jungle, with colorful species like the red-faced warbler and blue-throated motmot in the highlands. Number 1. Take a balloon ride to remember. Just a half-hour's drive from Mexico City, Teotihuacan is a pre-Hispanic holy city, the name meaning the place where the gods were created. It's one of the country's most visited sites, travelers coming here to climb the steep steps of the Pyramid of the Sun and the adjacent Pyramid of the Moon, and to stroll down the connecting Street of the Dead. Despite its popularity, the site is large enough not to feel too crowded. To really get away from the tourists, though, and to get a memorable perspective on the vast archaeological site, float skywards in a hot air balloon and drift over the ruins. You'll get a completely different feel for the magnitude of the palaces, pyramids, and ball courts from the sky, and an added appreciation of the work that went into building them. At its peak, the city stretched across 36 square kilometers. The main ceremonial center represents just 10% of the total area. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.